She threatened to tie a chain around my neck and walk me like a dog. Y'all want to know what happened? Before I dive into this story, I want to let y'all know that I absolutely love every single one of my supporters, and meeting y'all is one of my favorite things to do whenever I go to any type of convention. And yes, I do refer to y'all as supporters, not fans, because I feel like calling y'all fans puts y'all under me, and I wholeheartedly believe we're on the same level. I just have a cool job and y'all like it, and that's pretty much it. You feel me? So this story I'm about to tell is not to shame the person that did this thing to me. I think it's hilarious. My wife thinks it's hilarious, and I never shared it on the internet. So let's get into it. I actually have two stories, but let's start with story number one. I think the title of this story should be The Time I Got Denji'd, which will make sense because she was in a Makima cosplay when she threatened to walk me like a dog with a chain around my neck. But we'll get to that point. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 2022. Anime NYC, a very well-known anime convention, was upon us. And this was my first time going to an anime convention where I was actually known by people because of my content. So I was super hyped about it. I didn't necessarily know what the reaction would be to me popping up at this anime convention, but I did know that I was gonna get to meet some content creator friends that I'd never met in person. For instance, this is the time that I met Blaze and Nike, and our friendship blossomed into this beautiful brotherhood that we have now. But getting to the anime convention on day one was absolutely amazing because the amount of love and support that I got and my friends got was just phenomenal. I think that we met hundreds of people that day that were just showing love to us, and we were showing love back, and it was just a really, really, really cool experience. But then it hit like 9 p.m. and the convention hall started to close down, and we ran into some people. These two ladies began to walk up to me and my wife, and one of them is in a Makima cosplay, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, after a full day of meeting a bunch of supporters and getting all this love, I'm about to meet another supporter and we're gonna have a dope interaction. Cool. They walk up and they're like, hey, Tracy, I really love your content. Can we get a photo with you? I'm like, yeah, of course. You know, we get in there. Wife is the one taking the photo for us. Boom, we take a photo. You know, I get out of photo distance, you know what I mean? I'm taking a step back and we're continuing the conversation. Then out of nowhere, the lady in the Makima cosplay starts walking up to me slowly, staring at me directly in my eyes, right? Like not breaking eye contact. I'm looking at her like, yo, what's going on right here? I'll look away for a moment, look at my wife. She looking at me. I'll look back at the Makima lady. She's now like right here with me. I'm like, yo, what the hell going on, man? Oh, I also forgot to mention, y'all, I am 6'1". Yeah, this lady was my height, so we are literally like face to face. You feel what I'm saying? She then begins to reach down into her bag and she's like, I can put this chain around your neck and walk you like a dog if you want me to. Huh? I'll look at my wife again for clarity because I want to make sure that I just heard exactly what I heard. I'll look at my wife. She is trying her hardest not to laugh. You think this is funny? I'm getting threatened right now. I look back at the girl who is right here in my face. I respectfully decline. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm cool. I don't really want to be walked like a dog today. You know, not today. I'm chilling. She snapped right back into reality like she didn't just do what she did and started acting completely normal. She was like, okay, cool. Anyway, here's this card right here. I'm like, what's this card? She's like, oh, we're gonna throw a twerk party. We would love for you to come. I would like to also make it known that my wife was the one taking photos for us, okay? And I have no shame about being married. Y'all know that. I openly talk about my marriage. It's in my bio, blah, 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 blah. I automatically assume that if you're a supporter of mine and you've clicked on my page, you know that I'm married. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. So that was my first anime convention. I wasn't really like, oh, this is my wife, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of assumed, okay, if you know me, you know my wife. That was like my assumption. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong, okay? I said, oh no, I think we have other plans, but it's all good. Thank you for the invite though. Cool, right? And then we go our separate ways. You would think that's the end of the story. It's not. It's not. So a group of YouTubers that go by the name RDC, I'm sure y'all know who they are, all right? Lovely group of young, educated men, right? Amazing people. I love their content. They were throwing a party. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to that party because I want to meet them. Now, if you know me, I don't party like that, guys. I'm not a partier, which is odd. You would think I am because I own a dance studio. So you would think, oh, Tracy loves to party. I don't though. I really don't. I'm a homebody. I like chilling and I like having kickbacks. That's me. Let's have a kickback. Let's have a group of us get together, you know, get some food or whatever, some snacks and whatnot. And let's kick it at the crib, you know, and talk and have a good time. That's me. That's me. I'm not a party guy, right? We go to this party anyway because I really, really want to meet RDC. And on the way to the party, my wife starts to feel a little bit sick. And I'm like, oh, snap. You want to go back to the hotel? She's like, hold up. No, let's go to the party first so that you can meet these people and then we can bounce from there. Let's just make it quick. I'm like, all right, cool. So we arrive at the party. Some of my friends tell me, hey, RDC is in this room because this party had like 3 different huge party rooms. I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go in that room, but that room was the most packed room. So I go in there, it's literally shoulder to shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't escape accidentally bumping shoulders with somebody, right? I'm looking around, I see some of the RDC members, but they all is like talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I don't really wanna go interfere with whatever they got going on in a situation, you feel me? So I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here and just leave. Hopefully I'll meet them at the convention, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So I start to head on out, and as I turn around to start going back towards the exit where my wife was waiting, because she was waiting in the lobby-ish area, right? There's Makima. And y'all, I kid you not, Makima locked eyes with me. She put her hand on my shoulder, and this is where I want y'all to remember that I said that I met Nike and Blaze, right? Because I knew what was about to go down, right? Nike was right next to me. I grabbed Nike. I said, hey, have you met Nike yet? Threw him on her and jetted up out of there. Some would say that I sacrificed Nike for the greater good. I would say yes. I would say that I did that for sure. Did the girl do anything to Nike? No, I don't know. I'm not really knowledgeable of that, but I will say that I wasn't gonna take any chances. No. I'm up out of there, bro. I got a wife to get to. She ain't feeling good. I'm trying to go back to the hotel. I don't know what kind of time you on. I done already told you I don't want no chain wrapped around my neck. I already told you I didn't want to go to the twerk party. Aren't you supposed to be at your twerk party? How the heck did you end up here? And then here we go with this is strike number 3. So now I'm just like, I want to go home. We get to the hotel. I tell my wife what happened. She's laughing, and then we go to bed. And that's pretty much the end of that story right there. Time I almost got dingied. I do got another story for y'all though. This one's a lot shorter. In 2023, I went to Anime NYC for the 2nd time, and by this time I'm kind of vetted. I understand what I can and can't do, and I got my boundaries set up with what supporters can and can't do with me and stuff like that, specifically when I'm meeting women. You know what I mean? If you're a lady and you're a supporter of mine, I got a few rules, you know what I'm saying? And one of those rules is if we're taking photos together, we could take a photo, but please don't try to come up and hug me and stuff like that. There's 2 reasons. 1, because I'm married, I want to respect my marriage and I don't really want to be hugging on other women. And 2, I just don't want to take the chance of you accusing me of doing something that I didn't do. Okay, so I'm playing it smart. You feel me? So no hugs, please. Me and my wife are walking through the convention. We're trying to find where to get food. We see these escalators that kind of go to this food hall area, and we're going down the escalator. And there's this lady that is coming up the escalator. So we're on opposite sides. She sees me, she starts freaking out. She's like, oh my God, Tracy, I'm melting. Ah! She didn't really do all that. I'm being extra. But she was really excited to see me. And I was like, hey, you know, loop back around, come down and we'll catch a photo together or whatever. She's like, okay, I'm coming. I'm like, all right, cool. So me and my wife, we get down the escalators. We're chilling. We're waiting on her to come down. We see her coming down, big old smile on her face. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a wonderful interaction. Right? She gets down the escalator and starts running towards me with her arms open like she's about to run and like jump on me or like hug me, right? And I stiff-armed her. I'm not gonna lie. Did I make physical contact? No, but I put the stiff arm out and I took a little step back. I said, whoo! I'm sorry, I don't really do hugs with women, but we can definitely get a photo together. The whole vibe changed immediately. She was pissed. She looked at me after I said what I said and said, oh, that's right. That's because you got your little girlfriend over there, huh? That's my wife. It's not my girlfriend. But yeah, that's my wife. So after I point out my wife to her, and then I also let her know, like, even if my wife wasn't here, it's just a boundary of mine, but I'm definitely happy to take a photo with you, and I thank you for all your love and support. She said, yeah, nah, I'm good, and then walked away. I was like, damn, bro, like what? All the love is just gone because I didn't want to hug you? Seems like your intentions wasn't right, lady, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, that's the only interaction where somebody just blatantly didn't like or respect the boundaries that I have because I'm married. And honestly, I think even if I wasn't married, I would still have that boundary just because I don't want any type of accusations being made against me. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather be safe, make you feel comfortable. I'd rather feel comfortable myself, and we just, you know, enjoy the interaction we have with each other without all the physical contact. You know what I mean? We don't really need all that to say what's up, you feel me? But it is an especially important boundary because I am married. So please don't approach me on no hug stuff. Let's just take a, we can dap up, we can shake hands and everything, you know what I'm saying? But like, don't do all that, you know what I mean? But most ladies that I have met that are supporters of my content have been very respectful and receptive of the boundary. And so I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? I think the title of that story should be Supporter with Bad Intentions. I feel like that's too long. Nah, whatever. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. And y'all already know that I'm gonna end off this video with a Bible verse as well. And why not go with the one that is on my mug right here? It comes from Proverbs 16, verse 9. It says, a man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. It is okay for us to make plans. It is okay for us to have goals and aspirations and things that we want to accomplish, but we got to involve God in it. Otherwise, we are not going to fulfill it to the max. We cannot fulfill and live in our full potential if we are not involving God in everything that we do. And that is just the truth. We got to rely on God to get us there. We can make the plans, but God, let's allow God to get us there. You feel what I'm saying? I hope that God bless you, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.